that space in the middle, which is her
lamina
center of spine, where the spinous processes are. And just lateral to the spinous processes, we've got the lamina groove. So I skipped MFR. I'm doing quick effleurage. This is technically cross fiber sweeping. A little bit of petrissage to just warm things up. And then I'm going to find the spinous process, which I feel. I'm gonna go just lateral to that. And now I'm in the lamina groove. This is where the rotatories and the multifidi are. You can work on the opposite side of the table, apply direct pressure, and gently move from inferior to superior. You can also move from superior to inferior. I'm using my finger pad and supporting it with my other hand. How does this feel, Shona?
Feels so good.
Feels so good.
Mm-hmm.
What else might I be working on?
plexus spinae. No.
Yeah, what's that medial muscle?
Spinalis.
Spinalis. Yeah? Okay. I know this feels really good and you just got here, but we need to have you roll onto your left side. Okay? All right, so go ahead and scoot back. You're gonna have your client lay on the side that you're not gonna work on. So you're gonna roll onto your left side.
Good.
And try and scoot your hips back until you feel my thigh. And actually, let's get your arm in front of you. Yep, and actually, last thing is to scoot back so that I can put this underneath your neck. And if we were doing like a fun, like luxurious treatment massage, we might give her a bolster for, I don't need it for there, but like maybe something she could do is like hold this. Yeah, she's gonna stabilize here. So what I want you to do is bend your knees like you're in the fetal position and scoot your hips back exactly until you feel my thigh. Yeah, so now she's at the edge of the table so that when I go to stretch, she can actually move her leg below the table. So now what I'm gonna have you do is straighten this leg, so extend the knee, and she's abducting her hip a little bit. Hold this here. You wanna make sure your client isn't rolled too far forward or rolled too far back. While she's doing abduction, even though that's not engaging the QL per se, the hip is moving in this direction, so QL engagement is kind of happening. So I'm going to palpate for the area. Note that this is also a pin and stretch for your obliques because they're superficial. And Shona, I'm gonna have you gently lower your leg down. And as she does, she's moving into adduction, and there's a little bit of a stretch happening. If you don't mind, I'm gonna bring your leg further behind you. Yeah, hold it right there. And when you lower, try to lower straight down. Go for it. Reaching your foot for the floor. As she does this, the tissue underneath me is softening, the tissue underneath me is stretching, pin and stretch for the QL. How does this feel? She's asleep.
I mean, it just feels like I'm not sure like where to drop this. It's kind of wonky.
Yeah, you can just let the leg rest behind you for a second, yeah? And if the client needs more of a stretch, if you're not getting a big enough stretch, go ahead and help. I'm just gonna roll your hip back a little bit. Feel free to hold on the edge of the table, lower down. And if they need more of a stretch, stabilize and move the leg down. How's this feel?
Okay, there we go.
There we go. And now the stretch has happened. Some people are gonna feel it sooner, some people are gonna feel it later. Deep breath in. And release. Okay. I'll show you all the posterior tilt considerations when you're on the table with your person, so I can just show you this last thing for the psoas. I'm gonna move this down, and you're going to roll onto your back. I want to shorten the side that I'm working on, which is her right side. So I'm gonna have her bend her right knee and put her foot flat on the table. Soft and short hip flexion. From here, we all know how to find the psoas, belly button, ASIS, right in between in that diagonal space, just off of that edge of the rectus abdominis. Take a deep breath. As she exhales, I move further down. If you feel vulnerable, tender, uncomfortable in any way, please let me know. Feels okay? Ways to test to see if you're on the psoas. Can you gently lift your foot up off the table, your right foot? You're so good at doing that without engaging your hip flexor. Lower down. Straighten your leg for me. That typically works for most people, but for Shona, I did not feel her psoas engage. One more time. This time you're just going to lift your whole leg up off the table. There we go. Now I feel it engaging underneath. Do you feel this as well? Okay. Bring your foot back to that start position. Okay. Active work for the psoas, making your client move. So I just want you to keep your foot in contact with the table and straighten your leg back down. Right, this is more of a lengthening phase. She hasn't engaged it yet. She's letting it go. Now, keep your heel on the table and drag your foot back to the start position. She's doing hip flexion, so we'll get a little bit of psoas engagement. Feeling okay? Okay, you working, you breathing? Okay. Some clients can take a little bit further. I gauge that she can. I want to demonstrate this for you. We're going to challenge how much the psoas is working. Now, I want you to do the same thing, but first you're going to lift your foot up off the table again. Good, hold it there. And with your foot lifted, straighten your leg. Okay, so we activated it, we're lengthening it, and now lower back down, giving her a break. Last one. Now you're going to lift your leg up off the table again and bring it back to the start. Go ahead and put your foot down, relax, active engagement of the psoas. Okay? Go ahead, get onto the table,